Today I thought we'd play with eyeliner. So I think maybe a year and a half ago, I had done a video on doing a wing liner for hooded lids with a pencil. And when that video first came out, it didn't really get much activity at all. And over time, I think it started around the first of the year, people started finding it, and I started to get consistently every month a lot of views on that. A lot of views for me. And I also got a lot of new subscribers for that. So I'm thinking, for those of you who are hooded and who are following along, this is a video for you. If you're not hooded, maybe you'll get something out of it. We're going to do a liner, but this time with a stamp. So iMethod sent me their little eyeliner kit. But before we get into it, let's just talk about hooded lids. There's many different kinds of hooded lids. If you're hooded, you have experienced the huge frustration of seeing a video saying hooded lid, blah, 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 and you hit on it and you're thinking you're not really hooded. Most of the time, the people who are doing these videos aren't really hooded. They might have a degree of hoodedness, but you can see their mobile lids. There's many kinds of hooded lids, so let's put that aside, not really hooded, and we'll get into hooded. Like me, you have probably seen videos that are hooded lid friendly wing liner, but they're not hooded in the same way as I am. So for me, my hood goes down below this lower lash line. That makes it really, really hard to do a wing liner. Some women are more hooded just in the center right over their pupil, and you can still see their lid at the end of the eye like this. For me, I can see a little bit of this lid on this eye and maybe this much of the mobile lid on this eye. Like most people, my eyes are uneven, which also can make for a very frustrating situation. So let's get into this. First, my lips are killing me. By the way, this was sent from Emile Cordon, and I really, really enjoy these. Thank you for sending this to me, because it lives on my lids. And while we're thanking people, I want to thank iMethod for sending this to me, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Yay! Okay, I think we got all our thanks going. So I'm going to take my mirror that's over here and put it over here so you can really see what's going on. Like I said, played with this a couple of times, had a couple of different results. I think you're going to be impressed with the full look that I get, including my liner, including my lashes. You'll see. In this box, you get two. And you can see on the ends, one is for each eye. So it's not like you use it and then you flip it around. One for each eye. So the stamps are on one side and the liner is on the other side. Hopefully you'll be able to see what's going on here. I'm just going to move it around a teeny bit. And that's what it looks like. So before you go in, make sure there's nothing on your lids. As I said, I've played with this several times. I wore it yesterday. I've probably played with this 4 times. I actually shot this video the other day. And the reason I want to reshoot it is I felt that this side wasn't exactly at the right angle, but getting it right is super, super tough. So let's get into it. And we're going to talk about placement. So where do you want to place it? For me, I like a wing to kind of mimic the lashes. I don't want it to be anything that is outside or straight, but it really depends on the shape of your eye and the shape of your hood. My eye goes up. So if you take something straight, and you kind of align it with your tear duct and then align it where the eye ends. Oh, yeah, tilts up. But this pulls everything down. Another thing I would like to do, and you could be different, is I kind of want to align it with the lower lash line. So the lower lash line just keeps on going up. Kind of want to be like that. and that would also align with my lashes. However, I find that if I place it at the very end of the upper lash line, it has a tendency to pull the eye down entirely. I think this is actually because of the hood. Sometimes you'll get your wing looking like it's scooping underneath this fatty area. It might not be fat, but we'll just say it is. Another thing that's really important is playing. Just play. Do this, be willing to take it off, do it again. Let's go in. So there's a triangle on the thicker side, and I am not wanting to get exactly down here, but more like here. But I want to have my eye open when I use the stamp, because if you don't, well, I'll show you. Eye closed, there's a stamp, you can't see it. Doesn't really matter much. So I need to line it up with where I want it. And stamp. Okay, there's my stamp. Now I want to do it here. So these are not going to be the same angle. Will it matter? Probably not, because we're going to go in with a liner. What matters is, do I have this where I want it to be? So I get this mirror and I just kind of take a look at it. Is this kind of doing it for me? Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I wouldn't want it to be any lower. It'll pull everything down. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to not even do a line, but do teeny little dots that connect very, very close to my lash line. And I don't want to go any further than the iris, and in this case I don't even think I'm going to go up to the end of the iris. I think I'm just going to go right about there, which is about the pupil. Now, usually you get a little bit of a connect. In this case, only a little connect. Because I'm so hooded, if I went in and did a traditional one where the connect would be kind of big, all you would see on my lashes or on my eyelid is this black ink, which isn't something I really want. Now, I'm not going to connect these two areas. I'm not going to connect this to this. The reason I'm not is because graphic liners are really big right now, and a lot of them are kind of crazy looking, just, you know, out like this, kind of the inverted 7, out like this and over, which is something I actually spoke about a couple of years ago. Don't watch it though, it was when I first started the channel, where I did my eyeshadow with pencils, and I just did that 7 and then brushed them out. And it was great, and it's something that works if you're hooded, but it's a very specific look, and doing it as a liner isn't all that great on me anyway, and it doesn't give me what I'm looking for. What I want is a little bit of wing. So while it looks a little bit crazy when your eyes are blinking, when you're looking straight at somebody, they don't even notice it. So to me, this is an abbreviated graphic eyeliner. Something a little bit different, but not too crazy. Now let's keep on going with this eye so you can really see how dramatic I can make this eye. I am going in with this from Hourglass. This is the best liner I have found for really staying put all day long, since Kush had that liner of theirs, which they discontinued, and I think they have the same problem where they break a lot. It's something about this formula, and I think it's something about this formula combined with the lid, which is quite tight and difficult to take off. And obviously that's because air will hurt this formula. But when you struggle to take it off, it kind of breaks. But I don't care because it stays. Now, the reason I did that is, as I'm getting older, I find that the Tightline, I think that's the Tightline or the Waterline, whatever it is exposed. And that's not a look I love, and it doesn't look great at all when you're trying to do a wing liner and you're bringing that liquid liner in. So this kind of closes that gap a little bit, but there's still some more that I would like to do. So I initially get it right up in that lash line so there's no skin showing in the lash line, which just makes your lashes look thicker before you do any mascara at all. And I'm thinking very carefully, do I want to take this line all the way to the end of the upper lash line? And I just kind of take a look. And I think, no, I can always change my mind. Because my eyes are on the smaller side, the more you do this kind of lining, the smaller your eye can appear. And if you leave it a little bit open right through here, it opens up the eyes and makes them look a little bit larger. And now I'm going to go in with my curler from Refer. And curl those blonde lashes. And I'm going in with this, for me, the best mascara for full lashes. The first time I tried it on, I was like, no, this is way too much for me. And then someone said, no, it's awesome. And I thought, you know what, you're right. But I will say the past 3 months, I've been using New Lash, and I'm beginning to see the effects now. So when I did this the other day, I did this yesterday, I was stunned. It looked like false eyelashes. Here we go. Super clumpy though, but I usually don't use that this in a mirror at 10x. Let's see. Look how huge those lashes look. Now I don't want to open my eye all the way yet because this is still wet, but I do want to go in with a spoolie and give a little direction over here. I want the lashes to go out a little bit so they align with that liner. And again, this is just my personal aesthetic. This is what I like about a little wing, and this is how I kind of did it when I was younger and my hood wasn't so deep over here. Now let me just take a look, turning this to regular. I really like this. It may not be your thing. You may want to have your wing a little bit lower, a little more horizontal so you can see it, but for me, I like it this way, so it almost looks like one of your lashes, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's on your eye instead. Now I'm going to try my best to do the same thing on this side, and we'll come back and finish up with a little bit of lipstick and have a final look. All right, I am back. I feel like the angle works well enough, but I got this one a little bit longer somehow, and again, the hoods are different on each side. If I preferred the shorter, I would just go in with a Q-tip and very carefully remove that. But I kind of like the slightly longer one on this eye, so I'm going to try to extend this one because the liner here is really cool. Very, very, very carefully, because I am not an expert on liner. And when I do this, I'm not going to stretch out my skin because it will look different when I let it go. I'm just going to fill the spaces that I see and just do my very best to get these to look similar. And I may not succeed. I'm going to lift and look at the difference. This one is much more of a long triangle than this one. So now I am going to pull it out a little bit and just this. Whoops, that was probably too far. Again, it's very precise work. Pretty close, you guys. Not perfect. I could go for a little bit more. Let's try. Okay, I'm not going to make myself nuts. I'm going to say this is going to be it for this particular product. And I think, you know, with this mascara, the whole bit, it looks like I'm wearing false eyelashes. This mascara is difficult to work with. I have had it for several months, so it may really be at that point where it's thickening up a little bit, but still I think it does a fabulous job. Now, how do you finish this off? Because we're here, right? We could just do very, very neutral eye, maybe even something a little brown to almost carve out a lid that I don't have, or something very easy like this from Sicily, Paris. Looks like this, and I love this color. I think what I want to do is pick it up with a brush to put it on instead of using my fingers. Because I'm using this amazing brush, I think this is a Hakuhodo. It's so small in detail, I can get this shadow right up to the liner. There we go. Not bad. Practice makes perfect. And I think that's really, really what it's all about. Practice, 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 especially when you're hooded and you really have some true challenges that other people don't have. Now, I want to just kind of finish it up. So this is perfectly lovely. I'm going to put this back, but I'm going to do a little stuff under my eyes, which I usually don't. Now, when I'm looking at a distance with my mirror back in place, it doesn't look like everything's wrong, but I am blind as a bat. And of course, my lashes on this side are longer than the lashes on this side. Nothing is even, but I think it looks fine. And now let's just do a little bit of, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. This bronze color, I think, is a really nice crease color. And pick up this rougher 26, which is just a great shape for what I'm going to attempt to do. And I haven't tried this before, so I don't know if it'll go with that Sicily. I think it's fine. For me, it just helps to give me a little shape to my eye, a little bit better. And I like a clean under eye. This is largely because I have a lot of junk under my eyes. I have darkness. I have wrinkles, of course. I have a trough because my cheek is so cheeky. When it meets this area, it just causes a true trough like this. And I don't like bringing attention under the eye, but I think it can do under certain circumstances. Like if I was going out at night, I would take another brush, and this is a smaller refer, same shape. So this is the 03. And do a little bit of this shadow under the eye. And it's very, very subtle. It's the same color, you know, so it's just giving a little bit more shape to the eye. And I've never tried this before, but I bought this. This is a Charlotte Tilbury. I think it's Eye Cheat. It's a beige color. And I usually will use it when I don't have eyeshadow under here. Again, I've seen many people do videos saying this will make your eyes look larger. It doesn't work for everybody, you guys, but we're going to give it a try. Nothing works for everybody. I don't really think it makes my eyes look larger. This side definitely looks larger because the lashes are so long. I feel like because the lids are so different and this lash is so much longer, then it looks a little less. Oh my god, did I forget to curl my lashes? I might have. And I think now things are looking a little bit more even. I just feel like I have a bit of an evening eye, so I want to balance that out with a bit of a bigger brow. So you can click off now if you don't want to see where I take this, but I'm having a little bit of fun. And maybe I'll just do a nudish lip. Okay, I think that will be good enough, because it was really about how to use these. So these kinds of stamps, I think, are better than doing it on your own. Even though my lids are such that I can't do it as it's intended, if I just went in there with this liner, I would be, first of all, here forever, and second of all, probably crying. And that's not a good thing. So this is a great little tool, even if you have difficulties, like I do, with a very heavy lid that goes down below your lower lash line. And that's going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for spending some time with me again. I hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again. I'm saying again a lot. Be safe and be smart. And I'm wishing you good health.
Lucy! Let's go! Let's go! What? Let's go! Let's go!